Hello, thank you for joining. In this talk, I want to evoke a subject that is not frequently discussed in this kind of conferences. The proof is the room is not very. So we will talk in this. We will talk about the major challenge of our times, and especially its impact on the poorest parts of the world. So here is the plan of this talk. First, a quick intro. Then I will give a brief survey of the problem from different perspectives, its consequences on some of the poorest regions of the world. After that, I will give some suggestions about what we as a developer community can do to mitigate these effects. And last, I will give the stage to Aya and Noor, two Tunisian students who started learning Rust by the end of last year. As for myself, I am a senior Tunisian software engineer. I have been working on enterprise Java applications for the last 13 years. And as you can see, I'm deeply, as you may guess, I am deeply concerned about climate change and its effects on the global south. So should you. In fact, whatever is your background, if you are a capitalist, here is what William Nordhaus, a Nobel Prize laureate in economics, said in his Nobel lecture. He called climate change the ultimate challenge for economics, comparing it to El Colosso in Goya painting. And if, on the other side, you are a leftist, here is just one of the multitude of literature, leftist literature related to climate change. People are increasingly calling for degrowth as a way to ensure a livable future. And even if you are a centrist, the situation is no better. Recently, the UN General Secretary, Antonio Guterres, called it climate breakdown. Now, if you are a scientist, then you should be more frightened than any of the previous people, as shows this recent article written by some of the most eminent climate scientists in the world. They called it. They said we are entering an uncharted territory. Like this year was one of the most frightening years in climate change and in climate change science history. And as Guterres and and the scientists said, the problem is no longer about the future. Peoples of many countries around the world are experiencing extreme weather and are struggling to live with it. Here is the title of a report by the New York Times about climate change effects on a region that many call the cradle of civilization. That region, spanning from Syria to Iran, is having extreme episodes of droughts. And as Dr. Frederick Otto of the Imperial College London and her colleagues in World Weather Attribution said, those droughts are due to human-induced climate change. Another example is Tunisia, where I come from. It was there that the Arab Spring started, but things are not going well there also. A drought that is the worst on record is severely impacting the economy and the social life. And the situation is increasingly forcing highly qualified people to leave the country. And this migration is creating a severe shortage in young doctors and also engineers who choose to leave the country, like who choose to leave for countries like France, like Germany, like Canada, those countries who offer better salaries, better lifestyle. Which bring me to suggest some actions that every one of us living in Western countries can do without much effort. These actions can have huge positive impacts on the lives of people, of people in the global South. And first of all, we should start educating ourselves. If you think the situation is short of catastrophic, I think you need an urgent update about the subject. And I think software developers are not among the most active category in this area, as the room. Yeah. So next, there are many ways we can help countries of the global South in their struggle against both climate change and what is called brain drain, meaning the migration of highly skilled people. We can give remote teachings, not only about Rust, but also on any other subject. We can even give live coding sessions. One important thing to do is we can train students in their final projects. And of course, there is the financial help by which one can offer access to some Udemy courses. So in these countries like Tunisia or any other country in the global South, there is a real serious shortage of teachers. Teachers in areas like computer science, like mathematics. And I will give my personal experience with one institute, because these highly skilled or highly qualified people, their migration is very easy to countries like France, to Germany. For example, with a recent law in France, a doctor from Tunisia and other countries needs just 2 weeks for his official migration to be done to France. So, we all know a doctor is very expensive to educate, also to teach. And also for software engineers, it's just a matter of 4 months for an engineer to migrate from Tunisia or Senegal or any other African country to France. So here I will share with you my personal experience. In fact, in November 2021, I started a cooperation with the Institute ISAT in the Kasserine city in Tunisia. At first, I gave a brief introductory course on Rust. Another course in the same year was on handling data with Elasticsearch. Then in 2022, I worked with students on 2 final projects for their BA diploma. They consisted in the exploration of the implementation of the Raft consensus algorithm in Rust and the TKV database. And the other project was the exploration and documentation of the Apache Arrow implementation in Rust. And in 2023, I gave a course on Java, and I worked on one final BA project consisting in learning Rust and establishing the Tunisia Rust Meetup. So, for some context, here is Tunisia, a country in North Africa. And in red is Kasserine, one of the poorest regions in the country. And now I will give the stage to Aya and Noor, who will give their feedback about their BA project.
Hello, we are glad to present to you Rust Meetup Tunisia. I am Noor Amri. I am a software engineering student. I had my bachelor degree in computer science in 2023 from Higher Institute of Applied Science and Technology of Castres, Tunisia. And this is Ayad Zerbeli, a master's research student. About our project, we chose working on Rust as our final project to get our bachelor degree. We implemented Agile methodology to learn about Rust. We conducted regular online meeting with our mentor Laabidi RAISSI at each step to make sure that we had a solid understanding. Moreover, we held daily reviews to keep everyone on the same page of our progress. First, we began with exploring Rust and its features, and we discovered the memory security problems and bugs that other programming languages can leave. We always thought that this type of bugs can only occur in code made by amateurs, students like me and Aya. But later on, we learned that many companies like Microsoft and Android suffered from this type of bugs, and Rust as one of the alternative solutions to solve these problems. Second, we learned about garbage collection used in many languages like Java and many others. Then we discovered that Rust relies on a system that composed by three concepts: ownership, borrowing, and lifetimes. Then we learned about Rust basics like structs, traits, etc. In addition, we learned about each system, ownership, borrowing, and lifetimes. We are doing a lot of coding, of course, to understand the mechanism of each one. Uh, Finally, at each step of our journey learning Rust, we conducted many meetups to share what we learned with the other programmers in Tunisia, specifically in our region, our institution. Thank you very much. I will give the stage to Aya.
Thank you, Noor. So we established the meetup group Rust Meetup Tunisia, the first community in Tunisia exclusively dedicated to Rust. Through our meetup series, we covered the fundamental concepts of Rust, particularly focusing on essential aspects like memory management security. Our primary objective is to introduce Rust to Tunisian programmers through monthly online meetings. Our community has grown rapidly, reaching 129 members with active participation of 10 to 15. We prioritize active knowledge sharing. We encourage all members to actively participate, whether you're new in Rust or have experience. While we share our journey, we also welcome insights from others, creating an inclusive for space for learning and feedback. So our final year project takes a unique direction, differentiating itself from the mainstream in our institution. We're immersing ourselves in Rust, an innovative language. What sets us apart is our collaboration with a professional in the field. This is noteworthy as our institution lacks dedicated professional in our specific domain, opting for a different topic, which is learning Rust and organizing meetups simultaneously is our approach. As pioneers within our institution, we are eager to share Rust journey and unique insights with fellow students. And in our future endeavors with Rust, the plan is not only to deepen understanding, but also to extend a helping hand to newcomers. Our goal is to ensure that our collective knowledge grows with every step we take together. Thank you, and come back to Mr. Labidi.
So, and at last, it was a short talk, but at last, this is a invitation for everyone to that you can help. You can do what I did, not only in Tunisia but in any country. Be sure that those country, the global South, needs help, and everyone can help. For if you want some further discussion, I made my email, my personal email, in the first slide, so you can reach out to me at any time. And thank you.
Okay. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Also,
Yes.
if you want to share your thoughts, your comments, or make some question, we have space for it. So I invite you to do that.
Yeah. Hello.
It was very exciting to give this presentation and to be part of the Rust Lab. As it's a short speech, but a short presentation, but it was enjoyable and thank you very much.
Yeah, I have a question. I don't know if you can hear me. I have a background in C++ and Qt. Would it be something that's interesting to do remotely? I don't know because.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sometimes I've done courses remotely, and sometimes the language barrier is a bit tough to overcome. But I don't know what is your experience in this field.
Just to give you. So on C++ side, when I discussed with the administration of the ESAT, the course was given or was delivered by a mechanics engineer, and he had nothing to do with C++. So the situation is really serious, and if you can, so you can give like either live coding sessions, or teach the course remotely. So with the institution, this institution in particular, and other institutions, they are, especially in the poor regions, they are like, I think, at least for this institution, they will be open to collaborate or to cooperate. Be sure of that. And also for if you don't have that much, you can, for example, help students with their final projects. For their BA, they need to do some final projects. Well, it's a little demanding, but yeah, so it's up to you. There are so many ways to help.
I'd like to thank you, Laabidi and Aya Noor, for participating. And this was an idea born by accident 9 months ago. And at the same time, we missed the option to have a visa, to have here in present Aya and Noor. So I'm very sorry about it, but that's why we are seeing them online. So
yes.
Thank the same. And I have instead a question. I'd like to ask, what do you think was something that what can a professional offer in their free time? So what are the most important things you think you are missing from the current situation in Tunisia?
Yeah, I think first the courses, and Also, if the trainings, like students need to be accompanied in their projects, and they really miss they are really missing having professionals who can give them, dedicate some time to them, to help them in their projects, to help them debug issues, or to understand some concepts of like anything, operating systems, programming, networking, etc., networks, etc. So I think giving courses, trainings, and live coding sessions, so that those coding, so that those students can, or these students can ask questions, live questions, and maybe you will be surprised by those questions. They are some basic questions, because the situation is, I think the situation is a little serious. So I don't know if I answered your question, Matthew.
Yeah, thank you very much. So the mail was in the first slide. When the talk will be online, will be there.
Yeah.
And I think if I understand the question Luca did, if one has some free time for participating in a meetup, I think is it welcome to do something?
Yes, yes, of course. Yes.
Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have another question for the students. And how was Rust? How was learning Rust for you? Was it your first language, and or did you already have some other experience in other languages? I would say like C, C++, or Python, or whatever.
Yes,
Well,
we had the basic knowledge C, C++, Java, sorry, and a little bit of Python, but not that much. But Rust was the first time that we learned Rust is in our final project with Mr. Laabidi RAISSI. It was in a language that, yes, innovative, fun, but it had a little bit of concepts that should be solid understanding, like ownership, borrowing, lifetimes. Those concepts took time to understand, but it was a good experience. Yes.
okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for participating also today. So thank you, Laabidi.
Thank you, Carmen.
Okay, I guess you will be available also to go deep into topics during the event, I guess. So if you want to contact him, you'll find it,
Yes,
of course.
of course,
So
yes.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.